I realized it was all in my head. There was nothing going on actually. I was so depressed, and I used to feel very suicidal.
Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Indian Vedic House. Today we are going to talk to Vidhi, who got done with her Rahu Mahadasha in year 2020-22. Her Rahu is placed in the first house and she is Sagittarius Lagna. So Rahu is also considered as debilitated in the Sagittarius sign. She had her own shares of ups and downs, emotional breakdowns, depressive tendencies. She also attempted suicide a couple of times during her Rahu Mahadasha. But what's interesting is that now when she looks back at her Rahu Mahadasha time, she feels funny about it, and she also has some messages to share with all of you, where she want to let all of you know that it's just a phase and it will be over, and how she has dealt with it. She has also shared some really amazing remedies that she was doing under the Rahu Mahadasha and different Antardashas. So stay tuned and watch the whole video. So hi Vidhi, welcome to my channel.
Hi, thank you so much.
Thank you for being willing to share your experience with our audience and finding time for this. So, Vidya, I see that your Rahu is placed in the ascendant in Sagittarius sign, and your Rahu Mahadasha started in October 2004 and it got over in October 2022. So, you got done with it just like 1 year and a couple of months ago. So, how has been the Rahu journey for you?
Rahu journey was more like a learning to me. So initially, I used to take it as a curse when I was actually facing it. But then, as like when it started getting over, it was more like a learning phase for me. So I learned a lot of things. I became more responsible. I think I became more mature, is what I feel when I came out of Rahu Mahadasha.
So, because it also started when you were very young, and by the time your Rahu got over, you were in your 30s. So, anyways, I mean, somebody who got Rahu Mahadasha at the age of, even before their teenage, by the time they turned 30, they would have grown mature. Why do you think Rahu played a role in this?
So because during Rahu Madasha, I had like gone through many things, not only at personal foot, but also professionally when I was studying, when I was like even in my family life, everything got hampered because of it at a different time. And before I could realize the things had already happened. So it got actually because of Rahu Madasha, since I was facing a lot of things at one time, I started believing in astrology. I started reading about it, and since I already knew that this is going to happen, though I already knew, but still it was very bad for me to accept the fact that this is going to happen and this is actually happening with me. So, like for example, during Rahu Mahadasha, when moon, this Antardasha of moon was in progress, I knew it will be hampering me mentally. But still, I was not able to control it that much. But I was actually continuously telling myself like it is just a phase. Only these many days are remaining. I actually used to mark in the calendar like this, like 2 days remaining, 1 day remaining, and so yeah. So though I knew about it, but it was very like it was a struggling phase for me.
I'm sure. So, at what age did you start believing in astrology?
So I was like at the age of 26, I came to know, like I met my astrologers, and in that time he had told me all these things previously also, but I earlier I was not ready to accept like
Yeah.
ऐसा कुछ भी होता है. So but then yes, but then actually हुआ, then I was like अच्छा okay हो रहा है.
Vidhi, you also mentioned that you were aware that when your Moon Antardasha is there, you will be mentally affected, but you couldn't control it to a great extent. But were you doing anything to control it? I mean, because you understood about astrology, so somewhere you knew, and just like you right now said that the time will pass, right? But apart from this, were you proactively making any attempts or doing anything, maybe any remedies or something to overcome this?
Yes, yes. I actually am a strong like I believe in Shiva, so I used to worship Shiva a lot, and I started like since there are a lot of remedies which I came to know about Rahu. Like in the morning, I used to get up early and I used to do yoga and exercise so that in the morning only, if I am actually like tiring my body, the effect of Rahu will minimize the entire day. And I used to feed ants like like my astrologer had told me that 5 grains like out of 5 grain has to be given to ants, and that will also help. So I used to do that. Apart from this, like whatever antardasha I was facing, I used to do the remedies of that planet also. But it like जो होना है वो होना है, you can't change it. But yes, it used to be like okay, I'm doing something, तो उसका इफेक्ट मे बी वो थोड़ा कम हुआ होगा, बट हाँ इफेक्ट तो हुआ था.
Now that you said जो होना है वो तो होके ही रहेगा, I just want to take a minute and talk more about it, because a lot of people in the comment section or in my personal consultation also, they ask if something that has to happen is going to happen, then what's the point of doing the remedies? A very valid question. And I tell all my clients, the remedy is not to, get rid of the problem. It is only to you have enough strength to deal with it, and whatever is happening, to make peace with it. So you have to handle the remedies in that way, and take it forward with that uh, expectation, not that it's a magic wand that you will just wish for something and it's going to happen. So I think you have taken full advantage of your knowledge of astrology in a very beautiful way, Vidhi. And have you ever got any injury that has left a scar on your face?
Oh, this I have scar here, I have scar here, I have scar here. So yeah, I had a lot
Yeah.
of scars in Rahu Mahadasha.
So
Yeah.
Rahu in the first house, so I was assuming that you will have some scar on your face.
Mhm.
Oh, beautiful astrology again. So Rahu in your first house, it also gives a mystical charm to the natives. And while talking to you, I can see that. So I'm sure you are the center of attraction wherever you go. You just bring like energy in the room. Does that happen with you?
I don't know if that happens to me because I just feel comfortable with some people, and that time then I realized that I can actually take audience. I can get the attention of the audience many
Yeah.
a times.
So that's a very good feature that Rahu gives to its native when it is placed in the ascendant. And it gives you a lot of confidence also to deal with all sort of people, and be comfortable in whatever company you are with. So great. And then did it affect you professionally also, your Rahu Mahadasha?
Oh yes, I lost. I actually did not lose, but I was so much of in that confidence. I left a job. I because then since there was a lot of politics that was happening, so I left a job. I took another job. That company got shut, and then I was jobless for almost 1.5 years. And during the COVID period, I again I took like a job which was like completely on a lower pay scale that I used to be earlier. And then again that also it was not that like I was not able to highlight my work that much, though I was appreciated for my work, but again like the pay scale was not enough. I mean, I was I don't know, but I felt I was not actually, I deserved better is what I feel
So
that
you
time.
think that probably
So
Rahu has not let you achieve what you would have achieved, and sudden changes in jobs, losing job, company shutting down, all of this experience.
I even tried one of like I tried my own venture with a friend of mine, and that also did not work well. And because of COVID, like all of a sudden COVID period came, and like my Rahu Mahadasha was also going, and I lost a lot of money in that. So yeah, that was a very bad time for me.
So now that your Rahu Mahadasha has been over a year ago or so, have you faced any changes in your career, in your professional life in this
Yes,
period?
yes. Like when Rahu Mahadasha was coming to the end, I applied for a job, and I got a job change done, and that has given me a very very good opportunity. Now I'm very satisfied with the work I'm doing currently,
Okay, that's
and I'm very
yeah.
and I feel like there's a opportunity of the growth here, and yes, the job is like quite satisfying.
So, and I think the good part is also that after Rahu, your Lagna Lord, your ascendant Lord Jupiter's Mahadasha has started, and it is placed in the ninth house in a friendly sign, nothing better than that. Though the dispositor is in the debilitation sign, but in the 11th house with Mars and Mercury. So I think Jupiter Mahadasha definitely is going to be great for you. And
Yes.
how about personal life? Did Rahu Mahadasha influence anything negatively in your personal life as well?
Yes, in personal life, actually, I had no so though I had a very good bond with my family and everything, but I used to feel alone a lot. And then after it got over, I realized it was all in my head. There was nothing going on actually. It was everything was in my head. I used to like torture myself mentally. And when I told you that Rahu, along with Moon, this Antardasha was the worst period of my life, and that time I was so depressed, and I used to feel very suicidal. and I used to cry a lot without any reason. I used to just feel like crying. I used to like just hide my face in the pillow and I used to cry, and none of my family members used to notice it, and I used to feel like no one loves me, and I'm just I used to feel very bad about myself, and I used to feel like I don't deserve living, and like I used to torture myself mentally a lot. And then I started, though I knew that things are going to change since I knew about astrology. So I started learning more about it. But then again, there are some things you cannot control. So yeah, mental torture to ho raha tha.
So how do you feel about that experience now, Vidhi? Because when you were going through it, and a lot of people who are watching this video right now, if they are undergoing Rahu, they must have also felt suicidal, depressed, lonely at some point of time. Now we are laughing and talking about it, but when you must have been going through it, it must have been really terrible. But how do you feel about it now?
I feel it was a learning phase again, because since like that time since I used to feel alone, I used to like actually in the morning, as I told you, Rahu Mahadasha, one of the main remedies which I know is early morning. We used to like I used to do yoga, I used to learn. So I had gained a lot of weight that time, and because during that phase, I don't know, because of depression or because since I started working out more and more and I used to trouble myself a lot, I lost weight. And then after that, that was an advantage to me. But that time I used to feel like everything is wrong, every like none of my relation, even my friends used like one who were very close to me, that time like they also backstabbed, and that was like actually unhone kiya tha. There were a lot of things which I used to feel like they are very close to me, and I used to trust people a lot. And उसके बाद जो मुझे वहां से आ रहा था ना, and I started feeling like everyone is bad to me, and it is like I have there is some problem with me only. That is the reason everyone is behaving like this with me. And I used to, I don't know, मतलब मेरा वो detached ho I got detached with every relation, with whether it is with parents, whether though it was not verbal, we were not fighting or anything. Yeah, a little bit of fighting had happened, but it was not that much of fighting. But mentally I isolated myself with everyone. But then that was a good phase, since like I was very like I started feeling the connection with God, and I used to pray a lot, I used to work out a lot. And I, because since I was like I had nothing to do, I was not having any job that time, my venture failed, and people around me were not that much of supportive, because they did not know about all these things. No, so obviously I cannot expect like people to understand me every time, and it was not a it was a big phase. So yeah, like I had no one with me that time. But then now, then that thing is over. I feel like abhi I have I have the same people with me, but I have a different bond with them now. It is like more I realized कि हाँ मैंने भी कुछ गलत किया था उस टाइम पे. Their reactions were different, but then like it is the nature of people, you can't change it. But there's something, वो चीज को अपने आप पे इतना हावी होने नहीं देना है, is what I learned after this Rahu Mahadasha got over.
So do you now feel funny about it, like how you used to think during that phase?
Yes. I was very stupid. I attempted like suicide twice. Since no one knew about it. But now I feel like I was so stupid. Thank God I did not do anything that that time,
I think
because
this
that
is,
is just a phase. Once it is
yeah.
over, yeah, once it is over, तो वो उसका like वो इतना कुछ मेजर था भी नहीं जितना मैंने उसको मेंटली ले लिया था वो इंसिडेंट को.
So whoever is watching this video and is feeling suicidal or depressive, I want them to rewind this video and listen to the statement from Vidhi once again, that she now thinks it was so stupid that I even attempted suicide, because it's just a phase and it gets over and things get better and there is light at the end of the tunnel. And during the last question, answering the last question that I asked Vidhi, you also said that I gained a lot of weight, and then probably because I was troubling myself a lot, I lost weight. So
Yeah.
those who want to lose weight, do not start troubling yourself. If you want to do it in the gym.
No, that was my way of dealing with depression. So yeah.
I got that. But yeah, so it made your confidence also very low, it
Very,
touched a
very
very
low.
low.
Yes.
Yeah.
I used to not be, so since like मुझे पता था I am smart enough to handle a job or something, but मैं उसको बोल नहीं पाती थी. I don't know. I was not able to communicate anything. I was not able to, like, in fact, I used to get so much of anxiety issues and itna nervousness ho jata tha during my appraisal or during my even next interviews which I used to give. I used to fumble unnecessarily. I used to fumble a lot, and I was, अगर मुझे मैंने कुछ काम किया भी है कोई project में, I used to not be able to showcase my work properly. And yeah, the in corporate obviously people are there to take advantage of it, and वो मेरा credit पूरा पूरा चला जाता था. But then I realized that that work I had done, I used to know about that work, but I was not able to speak. Someone else used to come and take the credit completely. But again I felt ठीक है, ले लो, काम तो मैंने ही किया है, I know it, that's okay.
Yeah, I think that's great that you have dealt with the whole period in a very positive way in spite of having your emotional breakdowns and depressive states, but you have sustained through it and come out as a victorious person. And I hope your Jupiter Dasha continues to give great results. So before we close, Vidhi, is there anything that you want to tell to our audience who are going through Rahu Mahadasha?
Like in Rahu Mahadasha, there was a major incident that had happened since during the COVID. My father had suffered from COVID, and he was hospitalized. After that, when Rahu with Moon came into the picture, Moon Antardasha came into the picture, my like mother was diagnosed with cancer, and that whole thing had affected me a lot. But since I was not, I knew कि ये phase मेरा खराब है, but there were a lot of things that were happening. Like my family wanted me that time, and I was standing with them. तो वो phase मेरा मतलब वो काम करने में like taking care of my family and that all, I got involved in that all these things. So वो phase मेरा निकल गया. But because I don't know, maybe I might be wrong, but this is what helped me. मैंने मून का भी जब भी राहु के साथ मून का जो अंतरदशा था, that time I used to do remedies for moon also, antardasha remedies also I used to do for every planet actually. So that helped because moon also deals with mother. So my like mother was diagnosed with cancer. So because of this, maybe all the this upay which I had done, it helped my mother to recover at at a very short notice. She was able to recover fast. So like we will be able to diagnose her cancer at the first stage, which is very difficult. So and then she became all right and she's perfectly fine now. But that remedies might have helped me this way,
Absolutely.
is what
So
I feel.
your mom was diagnosed with cancer and was going through all this treatment. And did all of this happen during the Antardasha of Moon?
Yes, yes.
So I just want to
So
reiterate to the audience that your moon is in the sixth house in Taurus, in its exaltation sign, though not exalted as per the degrees. But sixth house, we all know, is the house of sickness, illness. And during the moon Antardasha, your mom had to go through all this. But glad to hear, Vidhi, that she was able to recover very well. And you did mention that you were worshipping Lord Shiva a lot.
a
Apart
lot,
from that,
yes.
what were the other remedies that you were doing for moon?
For moon, I used to actually like a day prior to Purnima, I used to like worship. I used to do beach mantra of moon. I used to see moon in the steel this plate, and उसमें से moon का reflection I used to see, and I used to worship like moon, and I used to offer kheer ka bhog. The white is the like a white kheer, like kheer is white in color. So like kheer ka bhog I used to offer, and I started giving water to my mom in chandi ka glass. So these all, there were few remedies which I used to do, and moon mantra, yes, and I used to worship Lord Shiva. मैंने घर पे like जाप भी करवाया था, like moon का moon like नवग्रह का जाप I had done. So yeah, that all remedies did help me. Even during sun, during Surya, this when Rahu was with Surya, that time my father also fell ill, and but he also recovered. Like I used to do Surya Namaskar. I used to give like worship Surya in the morning, and that all remedies also helped me a lot.
So you mentioned that you were giving your mom water in silver glass. Have you seen your mom's chart also? I mean, by any chance?
Because my mom does not know her birth timing, so that was very difficult for me to know her chart. But yes, through with the help of my chart and my brother's chart, I used to do all the remedies as like whatever were possible.
Yeah, so I just wanted to let audience know that, if somebody's moon is benefic but weak and you want to strengthen it, then giving water which is stored in a silver vessel for 4 to 6 hours is good. It helps in strengthening the moon. It also helps in reducing the anger if somebody has a very strong
Mhm.
sun and Mars and is very aggressive, then in that case also it can be done. But so happy to hear that both your mom as well as your dad are doing well. You are doing well. You are achieving good success in your career. So anything else, Vidhi, that you want to call out before we close?
See, like I know that a lot of the audience will be actually going through the Mahadasha. That is why they have landed up to this
Yeah,
YouTube video. So I'll just say, don't trouble yourself. This is just a phase. It will pass, and once it passes, you will be actually you will laugh at the incidences, and actually, wo cheez itna hai nahi. It is all in your head. So don't let situation hamper your brain that much. वो फेज है राहु विल लाइक मेक योर माइंड गो नम एट टाइम्स सेल्फ डाउट होगा एंजाइटी इश्यूज होगा दैट इज जस्ट पार्ट ऑफ राहु जस्ट डू द रेमेडीज एंड मूव ऑन डोंट let those things hamper your brain that much.
absolutely. And I think Rahu is also a planet of obsession. So it also makes you obsessed about different things, and that results in a lot of overthinking as well again. So thank you, Vidhi. I'm sure people are going to love this video, and the remedies that you have shared is going to help a lot of people. So thank you for sharing all of this, and thank you for sharing your experience with us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you everyone for watching the video. If you liked it, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to share your story with us, do drop me an email at indianvedichouse@gmail.com. Thank you.